Good morning, students. Here, Neela ma'am from SKM Public School. Students, today I am going to teach you civics, chapter number 5. Today, you are going to learn chapter number 5, that is Women Change the World. Women can change the world. So, in this chapter, you will learn about fear, opportunities, and rigid expectations, learning for change, schooling and education today, women's movement, and famous women in the past about Rokeya Shekhawat, Hussain, and you will read about Ramabai. Student, before starting this chapter, I will tell you some meanings of the words like stereotype. Okay, so stereotype means when we believe that people belonging to a particular groups based on religion, wealth, language are bound to have certain fixed characteristics or can only do a certain type of work, we create a stereotype. Like for example, in this chapter you will see that boys and girls are made to take certain subjects not because he or she has an aptitude for it, but because they are either boys or girls. Stereotypes prevent us from looking at people as unique individuals. Then discrimination. Meaning of discrimination is when we don't treat people equally or with respect, we are indulging in discrimination. It happens when people or organizations act on their prejudices, and discrimination usually takes place when we treat someone differently or make a distinction. Then violation. When someone forcefully breaks the law or a rule or openly shows disrespect, we can say that he or she has committed a violation. Then sexual harassment, its meaning is this refers to physical or verbal behavior that is of a sexual nature and against the wishes of a woman. So students, let's start this chapter. In this chapter you will learn getting education is a way in which new opportunities are created for women. In most of the families, once school education of the girl is finished, she is encouraged to get married. We live in a society where all children face pressures from the world around them. In the 19th century, many women and men made efforts to open schools for girls. Learning to read and write led some women to question the situation of women in society. They wrote stories, letters, and autobiographies describing their own experiences of inequality. In the earlier centuries, it was believed that if a woman learned to read and write, she would bring bad luck to her husband and become a widow. Still, Raj Sundari Devi taught herself how to read and write in secret well after her marriage. Raj Sundari Devi was able to read Chaitanya Bhagavat. Through her own writing, Raj Sundari Devi gave an opportunity to the world to read about women's lives in those days. India has a census every 10 years, which counts the whole population of a country. जनगणना जिसको बोलते हैं, हर 10 साल बाद होती है ना. So it also gathers detailed information about the people living in India, their age, schooling, profession, and so on. Large number of girls attend school in India today. Still, there continue to be many girls who leave school for a reason of poverty, inadequate schooling facilities, and discrimination. SC and ST girls leave school at a higher rate than other girls. According to 2011 census, Muslim girls are less likely to complete primary school than the scheduled caste and Adivasi girls. The term stereotype refers to a common belief that people belonging to a particular groups based on religion, wealth, language, etc., they are bound to have certain fixed characteristics or can only do a certain type of work. When we don't treat people equally or with respect, we are indulging in discrimination. When someone breaks the law or a rule or openly shows disrespect, we can say that he or she has committed a violation. Then sexual harassment refers to a physical or verbal behavior that is of a severe nature and against the wishes of a woman. Boys are pressurized to think about getting a job that will pay a good salary. They are also teased if they don't behave like other boys. In communities that taught sons to read and write, daughters were not allowed to learn the alphabet. Even in pottery, weaving, and craft, the contribution of daughters and women was only seen as supportive. Ramabai was given the title Pandita because she could read and write Sanskrit. Then you will read about Rokeya Hossain, who wrote a remarkable story titled Sultana's Dream in 1905. In the story, there was a place called Ladyland. In the place, women had the freedom to work, study, and create inventions like controlling rain from the clouds and flying air cars. Here, men were sent into seclusion. So Rokeya's education gave her the power to read, write, and help other girls to go to school and build their own dreams. Rokeya Sakhawat Hossain started a school in 1910. It is a school for girls in Kolkata and is still functioning. Women individually and collectively have struggled to bring about the changes in their favor. This is called a women's movement. Many men have been a part of women's movement. The women's movement raises its voice when violations against women takes place or when a law or policy acts against their interest. So you will read about this here. There will be many efforts made by the women movement led the Supreme Court to formulate guidelines in 1997 to protect women against sexual harassment at the workplace and within educational institutions. In the 1980s, women's group across the country spoke out against dowry deaths, wherein there were cases of young brides being murdered by their in-laws or husbands who were greedy for more dowry. Eventually, the dowry laws were changed to punish families who seek dowry. The women's movement is also about showing solidarity with other women and causes. For example, women hold up candles together to demonstrate the solidarity between neighboring countries. An important part of the women's movement's work is to raise public awareness on women's rights issues. Public awareness is usually spread through street plays, songs, and public meetings. Public rallies and demonstrations are very powerful ways of drawing attention to injustices. Campaigns to fight discrimination and violence against women are important part of the women's movement. They have also led to new laws being passed. A law was made in 2006 to give some legal protection to women against physical and mental violence at their homes. Every year, 8th March is celebrated as International Women's Day. Every year on 14th August, several thousand people gather at Wagah on the border of India. Wagah border, here it is in Punjab, Amritsar and Pakistan, and hold a cultural program. So let's start now. Women's today. By getting education, women have got opportunities to rise in every field. Women's movement have risen to challenge discrimination in all parts of the world. Today, both boys and girls attend school in large numbers. Then fewer opportunities and rigid expectations. A lot of people feel that women are fit only for certain kinds of jobs like nurse. They are not fit for technical jobs. In the most families, women are taught that after schooling they have to get married. Lakshmi Lukra, however, broke this stereotype image when she became the first woman engine driver of the Northern Railways. We live in a society full of pressures. If boys don't work hard, get a good salary, they are bullied. Then learning for a change. Going to school is an important part of life. Today it is difficult for us to imagine that school and learning could be seen as out of bounds or not appropriate for some children. In the past, very few people learnt reading and writing. Most children learnt the work their families or elders did. Even in families where skills like pottery, weaving and craft were taught, the contribution of daughters and women was seen as secondary. Then in the 19th century, new ideas about learning and education appeared, but there was a lot of opposition to educate girls ever then. In 1890s, here Ramabai championed the cause of women's education. Rokeya Sakhawat Hussain learnt English from her elder brother and an elder sister in spite of family opposition and went on to become a famous writer. Rajsundari Devi of Bengal was the first Indian woman to write an autobiography called Amar Jeevan. So they have done this after getting education. Then breaking stereotypes story. So engine driver are men. Yes, you also see that most of the engine drivers are men in railways, but 27-year-old Lakshmi Lakra from a poor tribal family in Jharkhand has begun to change things. She is the first woman engine driver for Northern Railways. Lakshmi's parents are not literate, but they struggled and overcame many hardships to make sure their children got an education. Lakshmi studied in a government school. Even in school, Lakshmi helped with the housework and did odd jobs. She studied hard and did well, and then went on to get a diploma in electronics. She then took the railway board exam and passed it on her first attempt. She passed the exam in her first attempt. Then difference in their education. India has a census every 10 years which counts the population of the country. जनगणना जो होती है हर 10 साल बाद होती है. So this information is used to measure things like literacy, sex ratio, etc. कि how many boys are there and how many girls are there. Okay. जैसे out of 1000 suppose if ratio is like that, boys is 775 and girls is 600. So boys girls ratio will be 777:600. So this will show the ratio of boys and girls, male or female. Okay. A huge number of SC and ST children leave school at an early age. The 2014 census, it should be that 2014. Okay, sorry, 2000 it is 4. Student, it is 2011 census. Okay, to be read this, it is 2011 census. Even shows that Muslim girls are less likely than Dalit girls to complete primary education, primary school. So it is 2011. Okay, it is 2011. So many reasons like non-availability of teachers and schools, lack of transport, cost of education, indifferent attitude of teachers and parents are responsible for negligence of education. Then according to the 1961 census, about 40% of all boys and men were literate, that is, they could at least write their names, compared to just 15% of all girls and women. In the most recent censuses of 2001, these figures have grown to 76% for boys and men and 54% for girls and women. Then here this table shows the percentage of girls and boys who leave schools from different social groups. This is the table. Look at carefully. So look at this table. It is showing the percentage of girls and boys who leave schools from different social groups. For primary classes, first to 5, then here elementary classes 6 to 8 and secondary classes 9 to 10. Then women's movement. Women and girls now have the right to study and go to school. There are other spheres like legal reform, violence and health, where the situation of women and girls has improved. These changes have not happened automatically. Women individually and collectively have struggled to bring about these changes. This struggle is known as the women's movement. Women have individually and collectively struggled to bring about changes. This is called women's movement. Different strategies have been used to spread awareness, fight discrimination and seek justice. These movements are related to campaigning, raising awareness, protesting and showing solidarity. Individual women and women's organizations from different parts of the country are part of the movement. Many men support the women's movement as well. The diversity, passion and efforts of those involved makes it a very vibrant movement. Different strategies have been used to spread awareness, fight discrimination and seek justice. Here you can look at page number 63. At page number 63 you can look at the picture here, some glimpses of the struggle given in your book. And then there is also campaigns to fight discrimination and violence against women are an important part of the women's movement. Campaigns have also led to new laws being passed. A law was made in 2006 to give women who face physical and mental violence within their homes, also called domestic violence, some legal protection. Similarly, efforts made by the women's movement led the Supreme Court to formulate guidelines in 1997 to protect women against sexual harassment at the workplace and within educational institutions. In the 1980s, for example, women's groups across the country spoke out against dowry deaths, cases of young brides being murdered by their in-laws and husbands, greedy For more Dori, women's groups spoke out against the failure to bring these cases to justice. They did so by coming on to the streets, approaching the courts, and by sharing information. Eventually, this became a public issue in the newspapers and society, and the Dowry laws were changed to punish families who seek dowry. Dowry means Dahej. Then raising awareness. This is an important part of women's movement's work, is to raise public awareness on women's rights issues. Their message has been spread through street plays, songs, and public meetings. Then protesting. The women's movement raises its voice when violations against women take place, or for example when a law or policy acts against their interests. Public rallies and demonstrations are a very powerful way of drawing attention to injustices. You can look at the picture at page number, it is at 65 page number in your book. Then pictures showing solidarity. The women's movement is also about showing solidarity with other women and causes. Here on 8th March, International Women's Day, women all over the world come together to celebrate and renew their struggles. You can look at the pictures here at page number, this is 66. Okay, one of the picture is also there. The women are holding up candles in demonstration the solidarity between the people of India and Pakistan. Every year on 14th August, several thousand people gather at Wagah border of India and Pakistan and hold a cultural program. So students, you have learned about fair opportunities and rigid expectations, learning for change, schooling and education today, and women's movement and famous women in the past. Okay, you will read this chapter. Until then, stay alert, stay healthy, mask yourself, take proper care. Thank you. Presented by Neelam Jain. Thank you, students. God bless all of us. Thank you.